Dr. Sarah Chen had always prided herself on following protocol. 23 years of xenobiology research, and she'd never once broken containment procedures. Not until today. The specimen, designated X-47 by the Galactic Research Council, had arrived 3 weeks ago from the Kepler 442b expedition. Unlike the usual collection of microorganisms and plant matter, X-47 was decidedly more complex. About the size of a house cat, it possessed an iridescent carapace that shifted colors with what Sarah suspected were emotional states. 6 delicate appendages that moved with startling intelligence, and large, multifaceted eyes that seemed to track her every movement. Still anthropomorphizing the subject, Chen? Dr. Marcus Webb, her research partner, had warned her repeatedly. It's a specimen, not a pet. But Sarah couldn't shake the feeling that X-47 understood far more than their tests revealed. During cognitive assessments, it solved puzzles with an efficiency that bordered on boredom. When presented with mathematical sequences, it would complete them within seconds, then use its appendages to tap out increasingly complex patterns on the containment glass, patterns that Sarah realized were prime number sequences written in Base 7. The breakthrough came on a Tuesday evening. Sarah was working late, analyzing X-47's latest neural scans, when the laboratory's power grid fluctuated. Emergency lighting kicked in, bathing the lab in an eerie red glow. In that moment of chaos, X-47 did something unprecedented. The containment field flickered, and the specimen extended one of its appendages toward the control panel. Sarah watched in fascination as it manipulated the electromagnetic locks with surgical precision, bypassing 3 separate security systems in under 10 seconds. The containment door slid open with a soft hiss. Sarah should have triggered the emergency protocols. She should have called security. Instead, she stood frozen as X-47 emerged from its prison and approached her workstation. The alien's carapace had shifted to a warm golden hue, what Sarah had come to associate with curiosity. X-47 climbed onto her desk and began interacting with her computer terminal. Its appendages moved across the holographic interface with startling familiarity, accessing her research files on interstellar linguistics. The specimen paused at a particular document, Sarah's theoretical framework for universal mathematical communication protocols. "You've been reading my work," Sarah whispered, the realization hitting her like a physical blow. X-47's eyes fixed on her, and for the first time, Sarah heard something impossible. A voice, not through the air, but directly in her mind. The words came haltingly like someone learning a new language. Sarah, Chen, helper, friend? The telepathic communication was crude but unmistakable. X-47 had been studying not just her research, but her. It had learned her name, her work patterns, even her coffee preferences from observing her daily routines. "My God," Sarah breathed. "You're not just intelligent. You're lonely." The alien's carapace shifted to deep blue. Sadness, Sarah had theorized. X-47 extended one appendage toward her hand, and when she didn't pull away, made gentle contact. The telepathic voice returned, stronger now. Home. Far. Pack. Gone. Sarah. Kind. Sarah. Stays? In that moment, Sarah understood. X-47 wasn't just a specimen. It was a refugee. Its species was likely social, possibly even more so than humans. The isolation of the laboratory had been torture. The sound of approaching footsteps echoed down the corridor. Security was making their rounds. Sarah had seconds to decide. "They'll dissect you if they find you here," she whispered urgently. Is that what you want? No. Sarah. Trust. Sarah. Protect? Against every regulation she'd ever sworn to uphold, Sarah made her choice. She grabbed her emergency kit, disabled the laboratory's internal sensors, and sealed her research in a portable drive. Stay close, she told X-47, and whatever you do, don't let anyone else see you. The escape from the facility proved surprisingly easy with X-47's help. The alien could interface with electronic systems at will, opening doors and disabling cameras along their route. More importantly, it seemed to understand the concept of stealth, its carapace shifting to match surrounding colors with chameleon-like precision. Sarah's apartment was a modest space in the residential district of New Geneva, but to X-47, it might as well have been a palace. The alien explored every surface with wonder, its appendages tracing the spines of books, the texture of fabric, the smooth surface of Sarah's coffee table. Books, knowledge, beautiful, came the telepathic whisper. You can read English? Sarah asked, settling into her favorite chair. Learning fast. Human language. Elegant. Sarah teaches more? Over the following weeks, an extraordinary partnership developed. X-47, who chose the name Prisma for the way its carapace shifted colors, proved to be not just intelligent but brilliant. It absorbed human knowledge at a phenomenal rate, developing insights that revolutionized Sarah's understanding of xenobiology. More importantly, Prisma became what Sarah hadn't realized she'd been missing, a true intellectual equal. Their conversations ranged from quantum mechanics to philosophy, from poetry to the mathematics of emotion. Prisma's species, Sarah learned, communicated primarily through color and electromagnetic fields, making human language a fascinating puzzle to decode. The authorities eventually discovered X-47's disappearance, but by then, Sarah had made arrangements. Using Prisma's technological insights, she'd developed patents worth millions. Patents that she shared freely with the scientific community under one condition. Prisma would be recognized as a sentient being, not a specimen. The legal battle that followed changed everything. Prisma testified on its own behalf, demonstrating not just intelligence but wisdom, creativity, and something that surprised even Sarah, a deep affection for humanity. Humans, alone, like Prisma was alone. But humans choose kindness anyway. Choose hope. That is beautiful, Prisma explained to the tribunal. The ruling established precedent across the galaxy. The Sentient Being Protection Act passed unanimously, ensuring that no intelligent species would ever again be reduced to the status of specimen. Years later, Dr. Sarah Chen and Dr. Prisma became the most celebrated research team in xenobiology. Their work on interspecies communication opened the door to peaceful first contact with dozens of alien civilizations. But late at night, when the accolades and achievements faded, they were simply what they'd always been, two beings who had found, in each other, the rarest thing in the universe, a friend who truly understood. Sarah, Prisma would whisper in the darkness, its carapace glowing soft amber with contentment. Home is not a place. Home is chosen family. And Sarah, drifting off to sleep in her chair while Prisma curled up on her desk like a living, breathing rainbow, couldn't have agreed more.